Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Alexis and if you don't know me, I create faith-based content here on YouTube for the glory of God and for your enjoyment. Here we are in a podcast setup, but it's because I am recording a podcast. If you don't know, I have a podcast called Flourishing in Faith. It's on Apple and Spotify, but I'm going to start posting the videos on here on YouTube. So, here is a episode about Israel. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So, here we go. Hey friends, welcome to Flourishing in Faith. It's Alexis, and it's just me today because I'm talking about Israel. And I went to Israel. Rachel didn't get to go, but she really wants to go. Hopefully her and David can go next year. But it's just me here talking about my experience in Israel. And it's a lot. I feel like I'm still trying to process it all, even though it's been like almost a month since I've been, which is crazy to me. It feels like yesterday that I came back from Israel. But it was probably the most incredible experiences of my life. My faith has been built, it's been grown, it's been exponentially grown, but not because like I went to a different country. It's because I was with Jesus in a different country, and I dedicated that time to proactively like grow closer to God and to proactively learn more about Jesus and his life there and his resurrection there and things to come there, because it's such a pivotal part in a Christian story, in a person that loves Jesus story, in a Jew, a Gentile story. Like it is so important to go back home. And it's how I describe it to my mom. I said it's like going back to see a family member, or going to a family reunion once a year. Like that's your hometown, but you go home to like your other town, but that's like your home. That's like your hometown. You see all your family, you catch up, you get to like see all the places that you usually go to that new coffee shop that you like, and then you come home and it's like that's where you come home. You go back to your new house and you go back to your new things, but that's always home. And I feel like that's kind of how I feel about Israel. Like that's home base. Like, because we are children of God. Yes, we are considered Gentiles in the Bible, and yeah, we are. Obviously, I was never born in Israel, nor do I speak their language, but I know the same God, and that's my God too. It's so cool. Okay, there's a lot of things that I could talk about. We went to a lot of different places, but I'm going to pinpoint a couple of places that really stuck out to me. So, the first 2 days we were on the Sea of Galilee. Our hotel was on the Sea of Galilee. And then the last couple of days we were in Jerusalem. Our hotel was in Jerusalem. So the first 2 days we were kind of going through Jesus's life in a way, visiting places like Capernaum, visiting places like the Mount of Beatitudes, different things like that, like his sermons, kind of his life of what we know, and like seeing all that. So that's something that we did. We went on the Sea of Galilee. We went on a boat ride, and that is something that I'll forever remember. The boat ride was really significant for me. It was the first day we were there. We went on a boat ride, and we were worshiping. We had some worship in there. We prayed in there, and PG said something that will stick with me forever. He said, "Look all around you. Everywhere that you look, no matter where you're looking off the boat, Jesus has performed a miracle." And I'm like, whoa. Like, this is so cool. Because, like, I'm on location. Because Jesus walked on the Sea of Galilee. He literally walked on the water right there. Like, I'm on location. And I was just in awe. It was the first day, too. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm actually here. I'm actually in Israel. I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel like I'm still kind of realizing where I'm at. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. And that was something that I will forever remember. Another thing about the Galilee area was that we got to see the sunrise on the Sea of Galilee, and it was so, so beautiful. Like, I literally eat my breakfast and drinking my hot tea and just watching the sunrise, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And I'll be showing pictures on here too. Also, listeners, if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel, and I've been posting this. I'm posting the YouTube video version of the podcast right now on my YouTube channel, so it'll be up at the same time as the podcast is up. So go watch, and you can see pictures on there and all the things. So that's a side note, but it was so amazing. We got to see the sunrise, and it was incredible. The food there, oh my gosh. I am a very picky eater. I will tell you, I am a very plain eater. If you don't know me, I'm gluten and dairy free because of just things of my gut and all the things. It's just better for me. So I'm gluten and dairy free, and they had a ton of things I could eat. Mostly they had hummus, and I love hummus, y'all. I had hummus for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, and it was amazing. It was incredible. And I had basically hummus, rice, and a meat every day for lunch and dinner. Breakfast was eggs, but I had an amazing time with all the food. So let me tell you, food is amazing there. It's always seasoned perfectly. It was incredible. So that's besides the point. But I had a great time with food, and that was something that I'll always remember. Food. I always remember food. I've also took pictures of a lot of cats because there was cats everywhere. I loved all the cats. You turn every corner and there's a cat. I only saw 2 dogs the whole time we were in Israel, and I was like, is there any dogs? And I asked my tour guide, and he was saying how people don't in Jerusalem or just in Israel don't keep dogs as pets because they're considered unclean, but cats aren't. And I feel like it's the opposite with people in America. They think dogs are more clean than cats, but in reality, it kind of makes sense that the cats are more clean, but that's besides the point. So that's something that I have some pictures of that I will probably share. Another thing that really stuck out to me was that we went to this place, this cathedral. I think the same day that we went to the sea on the boat ride, we went to this church where it had a mural of the story of the woman with the blood issue, where she touched the hem of his garment. There was a mural, and I show you a picture right here. It was so gorgeous. It was a mural with the picture of the woman that touched the hem of his garment with the blood issue. And that story is so, I love that story, and that story always sticks with me because he calls her daughter. Daughter, you are made well, identifies her, and it's just such a wonderful, because she had faith enough in Jesus, and she had faith that he could heal her. She touched a hem of his garment, that he would heal her, and he did. Daughter, your faith has made you well. Oh my gosh, if only we were in that place, if only we were that desperate for Jesus in this day and age, that really, really, really hit me. And I went down there before to take a picture of it, and then little did I know, we all went down there after I had taken a picture of it, and we all had a worship session there. We all prayed, and PG spoke a little bit, and it was worship. I have a video clip that I'll probably put on the YouTube video of our worship and all the things, and it was really, truly incredible, and that will always stick with me, like I said. And that was really, really a wonderful experience. Another thing that really stuck with me was whenever we went to Jerusalem. We started at the Mount of Olives. So we were in Jerusalem, we started at the Mount of Olives, and there's so much that we saw that day. That day was packed full of encounters with Jesus for me, honestly. And I think that was Wednesday or Thursday, but oh my gosh, it was really wonderful. But so we went first to Mount of Olives, and we had a beautiful view of Jerusalem from that, from up top, and you got to see kind of a landscape view of Jerusalem, and I'll put pictures, but it was really, really, really beautiful. And saw that. We went down the Palm Sunday path that Jesus walked down. the Palm Sunday path. We walked down that Palm Sunday path, and then we went to the Garden of Gethsemane. Whoop. We went to the Garden of Gethsemane, and that was something that I will never forget in my life. Probably one of my favorite places I've ever been in my life, because it was just such an impactful. We spent like an hour there. Pat PG said some things, and then we had some worship for like 20 minutes, and then we had a good like 40 minutes to pray. And it was incredible. Honestly, I just talked to God. I prayed and I surrendered a lot. I told God, if there's anything you need me to surrender, I'm here. And another thing that PG was saying is that some people need to say the words, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done, like Jesus did in this garden. And I did. I told God, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done over my family, over my relationships, over my friendships, over my plans and my purpose, even for social media. Like, nevertheless, not my will be, but your will be done. And that was like my motto. Okay, that was my motto from then on. I was like, if you want to heal me, cool. If you want to make me whole, cool. Like, if you want to use me to heal other people, if you want to use me to speak life into other people, cool. Your will be done, not mine. And that was like pivotal moment for me. It was so wonderful. And at that point, I had been struggling with a lot of gut issues, and that's the reason why I had to go gluten-free. It's because a lot of my gut issues was being really nauseous if I ate certain things, and if I hadn't used the bathroom for a while. Like, it was just not good. I was just not in a good place with my gut and my emotions and keeping that in check. So that right then and there, I said, God, I truly believed that if he wanted to heal me, he totally could. I had the peace in that place that God could do anything. I knew that God could do anything, and I had that. I knew that God could do anything. But right then and there, I was like God could heal me. He could use other people. He could use me to heal other people. He could, if we're willing to say, nevertheless, not my will be done, but your will be done. I cannot speak. If we're willing to say that, I just had the faith. I just had a new faith. It went to a new level. It says, faith to faith. It was a new level, glory to glory, faith to faith. It was a new level of faith that I had from that moment on. And it was so impactful. So impactful. So that was that. And that was wonderful. And then one of the other days we went to the Eastern Gate. That was another place that I was not expecting to be as impactful as it was. And the Eastern Gate, and I didn't know too much about the Eastern Gate until I went to Israel, which is surprising. But that's the gate that Jesus is going to come back through when he comes back to get all us up to go to heaven at the rapture. So I'm pretty sure the rapture. But I'm pretty sure it is. If I'm wrong, correct me. But he's going to come through those gates. And it was so exciting. And I got to see the gate. And I was like, wow. Just that gate being closed, first of all, is prophecy fulfilled. And then just being there and seeing that that's where he's going to come. It was just whoa. And instead of being fearful about the end of the times, instead of being fearful of all those things, I was so excited. I was so I had so much peace about it. And the peace brought me joy, because I was I have peace about it. I know that I'm going to be with Jesus coming up there in heaven. So I'm going to be so excited. And the enemy will be defeated, because I serve a king that is living, and has risen, and it has already took the keys to the enemy, and we have the keys to heaven. And it's so incredible. I'm so excited, and that made me so excited. And it kind of just it just made me excited for the end times. No, it just did. That's all I have to say about that. So another place we went to that stuck out to me was the Pool Bethesda. I love the Pool Bethesda. I was really expecting it to not look like it would look like. I was not expecting it to look like that, the Pool Bethesda. I was thinking it's a beautiful fountain, and people just went into the fountain, and it was not that. Obviously the Pool Bethesda was dried up now, But I was like, this is so crazy. I was really not expecting it to look like that at all. But we perceive things differently than what the Bible says, because we see things in America view rather than seeing things in Israel view. So it was really cool to see it in that perspective. But they were talking about healing at that place, and they were talking about how if like people need healing and like all the things, and it's just like a faith that made you well. And I was just like, I was praying in that moment. I said, God, if you want to heal me, do it. I believe that you can, kind of thing. And I don't know why. I was just drawn to the point of like the Jordan River. And at that moment, I had a sense that something was going to happen at the Jordan River. That I don't know why, I just was longing to be there at that point. Because I was heard of talking about, okay, that we were still kind of figuring out when we're going to go and get baptized in the Jordan River. And that day, they figured it out that we're going to be baptized on Friday, the last day. And I said, okay. I was really excited. Not a lot of people were excited because it was freezing cold. Let me tell you, that was the coldest water I've ever been in my life. But I was so excited because I just knew something was going to happen. God was going to do something in me, birth something in me, have something happen in me. I was so excited. Like, y'all, I was ready. I was expectant. I was so excited. So that day, we kind of figured out that we were going to be doing that. So that was something that I was so excited for. And then the last day comes, and we got baptized in the Jordan River. And it was a pretty quick day because we only got to do a couple things, got baptized, changed, washed our hair, and left to go back home. So it was a very quick day. But it was such a wonderful experience. Like, being baptized in the Jordan River. It was freezing cold, but I would do it 10 times over. Like, I would go under, like, 10 times over. Just because it was just such a powerful experience. And I didn't realize this until I get back home. A week later, I went to the doctor for a checkup. And the doctor was like, how are you? And, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm good. I haven't been nauseous at all. I haven't been bloated. I haven't been sick. And my mom was like, Alexis, you've been healed. And I said, yeah. And y'all, I can't explain it. There's nothing that I can do to medically tell you that I was healed from blank. I was healed how blank. But all I know is that I was healed. And that God restored me from the inside out. And I'm very, very, very happy and very blessed. But I pray that you will receive the freedom of God in your life and the restoration and the healing in your life, mentally, physically, relationally. And that if you have the faith, daughter, son, your faith will make you well. That's so exciting. That's something that has really stuck out to me after all of this. That your faith will make you well. God desires for you to be whole. He desires for you to be whole in Him and have joy and have peace and have love and have all the fruits of the Spirit. He desires for you to be in that and to walk in that. So, yeah. That was a little gist of my experience in Israel. I really, really, really hope that this was applicable for you and that you learned something and that you, even if you just loved hearing me talk about my Israel trip. I will see y'all next time on Flourishing in Faith, and thank you for joining me. And go follow my social media. Go follow Flourishing in Faith on Instagram. Like, subscribe. Give us a review. That'd be great. Anywho, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time on the podcast. And yeah.